Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video I will run through the Squadron 42 monthly report, letting you know how Star Citizen's single player campaign is coming along. As always, a massive shout out and thank you to my patrons. It is because of these guys that I get to make videos like this, so if you would like to support the channel further, be sure to follow the link to my Patreon page below. So going through it alphabetically, we have AI. They say the AI combat first reactions, which is how they sense an enemy, can now be triggered by the actions of friendly AI, and this is a precursor to sort of real combat and includes animations, communications, and to the AI investigation of suspicious sounds and events. So I assume if an AI, they can then relay that information to their other friendly AIs and they can all gang up on you. Progress was made on the fire discipline behavior. They want AI to show some variation between being sort of trigger happy and overcautious. Target selection received 2 new elements. The first one being self-preservation, so attacking the most dangerous opposition first, maybe the one doing the most damage to them. And then number 2 is the defend ally, so this monitors friendly ships and AI and attacks players that are causing the most damage to allies. For animation, they spent time on the melee animations and female-specific motion animations. They did the Spec Ops first reactions as well, which the Spec Ops are your highly trained AI that sort of respond to events. And just working on general usable animations as well. Usables are items dotted around, like data pads, cups, bottles, all sorts of stuff. The character art saw great results on the hair pipeline and further work on the tools to control hair grooming. Not sure if they mean actually grooming it ourselves. I believe that's just in the editor maybe. For environment art, the first step of asteroid sets was completed and asteroids will evolve as the campaign progresses. Next is to create asteroid variations. The Acheron Station's central hub has received attention, which includes early exploration of lighting and atmosphere. The aim, they say, is to have this social space feeling alive as much as possible, as if thousands of people live and visit every day. Acheron Station is a huge mining station that we have seen in the vertical slice. Development of the Comaray exterior is coming to a close. They really want to show the scale and grandeur of it. Gas cloud work continues as well. They're merging the tech with asteroid belts that players come across in the campaign. Reason is because some of them have solar winds, so they need to have this sort of movement and make it affect the ship flight as well, which sounds like it could be pretty interesting. And finally, for environment art, the work has begun on a main planetary location. A brutalist building with impressive scale, they say, is what they're working on. I don't know what that could be. If you've got any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. For cinematics, they focused on playable cinematics such as conversations, briefings, and walk and talk scenes, which are basically walking with a character, an AI character, making them feel believable. They also worked on new code and tools to enable blending between mocap and locomotion. The engineering department worked on the inventory system alongside the physical inventory, which are pretty much items attached to your suits. Players will get a container to store resources and other smaller items, which I like the sound of. I assume this is probably referring to a footlocker in the game. So as you collect things, maybe you get given things as a reward, or as crew members give you things, you can probably store them within your container or footlocker. They also worked on iterating melee combat. They're looking into a heavy attack and creating windows of opportunity for punching, dodging and blocking. They've also created a test level to sort of practice the fights, and as you would expect, it is in a bar. So it says, and I quote, continued to support SOCS with entity stability improvements, remove and respawn single aggregates to memory, and general game code support. Now, SOCS, I assume, is server-side OCS. Again, nothing really meaty to get our teeth into and figure out what it is they're working on, but it sounds like they're still making good progress on server-side OCS, so fingers are crossed we see something on this soon. They also researched atmosphere artifacts at the horizon and made several major improvements. They will fix the remaining issues by approaching the atmospheric rendering differently, which will unify the atmosphere, ground fog, and eventually clouds. I'm very excited to see what this will look like. The graphics team have created example code to help nail down the API, and once complete, they will begin converting all the rendering code, which will eventually vastly reduce CPU cost. and the gas cloud work continued, consisting of implementing a faster GPU sun shadow calculation. All the stuff going on behind the scenes there. For level design, the social team continued implementing narrative scenes, crew behaviours, and some persistent entities like weapon vendors, firing range, and ATCs, or air traffic controllers. QA have been focused on usables, just ensuring that the AI can navigate to the usables and use them according to their respective functionalities, so believably I suppose picking up items dotted around and interacting with them as they're supposed to be. They will also soon be testing a new ship AI formation feature. This is currently being used in the PU, but it will need further functionality and destructive testing for Squadron 42. The UI team began concepting the UI for datapads that various characters in Squadron 42 carry. I assume like maybe an engineering datapad and the advocacy datapad. They also finished logos for the main UEE squadrons seen on military ships and uniforms. Now finally, for visual effects, they worked on key locations, a large ship interior, and added effects to asteroids for varying scales, and they also continued work on gas cloud tools needed for the coil. Anyway, that was your Squadron 42 monthly report. Do let me know what your thoughts are on that. I'm hoping we're going to get to see a little more on Squadron 42. Not a lot, just a little sneak peek would be nice. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. Lots more videos coming out this week, including the roadmap update and Star Citizen Sunday. Follow me over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are all below. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.